Hello friends, my name is Chanchal Agarwal and today's topic is simplification of context-free grammars. Okay, to simplify the grammar, we need to eliminate three things. First one is useless variable, second one is unit productions, and third one is null production. We will cover all these three one by one. Now coming to the first, useless variable. What are the useless variable? The variable which are not deriving any terminal string and the variable which are not required in the sentential form, means not reachable variable. Now you will understand this by example. In this grammar, what is the useless variable? Now if you see that a is deriving a terminal a, okay, so it is not useless. B is also deriving a terminal b, so it is also not useless. Now if you will see that this production is not deriving any terminal, it is calling itself, but it is not deriving any terminal. So how we can replace, how we can replace c? Okay, so since c is not deriving any terminal, so it is useless variable. So we will remove this production from our grammar. Now if we remove this production from our grammar, so now b is deriving c. So what is the use of this c? Because we don't have the production of c, so c is of no use because it is not reachable. Okay, so we will remove this production also. Now we will remove this production also. But if you see that in the starting symbol we have only two variables a and b. Okay, but what is the use of d? D is of no use because d is not included in a starting symbol. D is not included in a starting symbol, or it is not deriving anything since it is deriving a terminal. But what is the use of d? Because it is not included in a starting symbol, so we also discard this production and our final grammar is only this. Okay, if you see another example, since it is another example. Now in this, what is the useless variable? A is deriving a terminal, okay, it is not useless. Is b is deriving a terminal? No, b is calling itself b in bb production. But how we can replace a b, this b? Because for generating a string we need only terminal. Okay, but how we can replace b? Because we don't have a terminal for b. Now if you see this production, c is also not deriving any terminal symbol, so we will discard both of these production. So b and c is not deriving any terminal, so we will discard this. And d, now you will see that since we have discarded b, so this production is of no use. Okay, and since we have discarded b and c, so this production is also of no use. So now s tends to a, we will left with s tends to a and a tends to a. Okay, now we will left with these two productions. But since our starting symbol is deriving this terminal, so what is the use of this? Since we are getting s tends to a by itself only, so what is the use of this symbol? So this is also of no use, so our final grammar is only s tends to a. Okay, now coming to the next point, elimination of unit production. So first of all you will have to understand that what is unit production. Any production is of the form a tends to b is known as unit production. Okay, this is known as unit production. So see the example. Suppose we have this kind of grammar in which s tends to a, then a is calling b, b is calling c, c is calling d, and at last d is deriving a terminal a. So how to remove this unit production? For removing unit production, since c is deriving okay, and the value of d is what? A, terminal a. So whenever we see this unit production, so we replace the value of d by its production. Okay, so the value of d is replaced by here value of D is what? A. So we replace this by A. Now value of C is what? Value of C is what? Now value of C is A. So we replace here C by A. Now here what is the value of B? What is the value of B is A. So now we replace here B by A. Now in the starting symbol, S tends to A, S tends to A, and the value of A is now this terminal here. So we replace this by this. Now if you see that starting symbol is itself deriving a terminal. So what is the use of this production? This production is not of any use. So our final grammar is S tends to A only. These are all the unit production, and these are of no use. Okay. Now if you see another example, this. Okay, so you have to remove unit production from this example. Now what is the unit production? So first of all we will see in this production, then we will see in this production, then we will see in starting symbol. Okay, in unit production we see firstly last production, and then second last, and then starting symbol. We replace the value one by one from lower to upper. Okay, now if we see this production, so in this production A tends to A is okay, A tends to BC is okay, A tends to B is unit production. Okay, so now what we will have to do, we will replace this B by its production, the value of its production. Okay, so B is replaced by, we have A and BC here. Okay, we have A and BC here, and we will replace this B by its RHS production. It is RHS production. So value of B is A and BB. Okay, now we will come to this production B. Now what is the value of A? Now what is the value of A? So value of A is this whole A, BC, A and BB. Now B is also having BB, so we don't write repeated values. Okay, so that's why I have written BB only one time. Now we have done with this, and we have done with this. Now we will come to S production. Okay, now in this A is okay, it is not unit production, but B is unit production. S tends to B. So now we will replace this B value by this whole. Okay, so if we replace this B by A and then BC, A and BB. Okay, now after replacing all the unit production, where we see unit production, we will discard that. Okay, means this A is discarded, this A is discarded, this A is discarded. So we will discard all the unit, remove all the unit production. So S will be A, BC and BB, and B will be A, BC and BB, and this will be this. Okay, now if you see the starting symbol, so the starting symbol does not include B anywhere. Okay, it has A. So now A is required only to replace the value of by A, but we don't have B here. So B is not included in starting symbol. So we discard this B production also, and our final grammar is only this. Okay. So now if you want to eliminate unit production, so the RHS single non-terminal is replaced by its corresponding production. If the unit production are eliminated, then it is easy to identify useless symbol. Okay, now third one is elimination of null production. So what is the null production, and how we can eliminate the null production? Any production is of the form A tends to epsilon is called as null production. Now if you see this grammar, in this grammar we have a null production S1 tends to epsilon. Okay, now how you can remove this null production? First of all, which production have null symbol? S1 has the null production. Now how you can replace? First of all, where you have S1, in the production S you have S1. Okay, so you will replace this S1 by epsilon. Now what you will get? AB. So after replacing epsilon, what are you getting? You will add this in the grammar. Okay, add this in the grammar. So AB will be added to grammar, and now A here we have S1 also. So if we replace this S1 by epsilon, then you will get AB here also. So since S1 is containing epsilon production, so replace S1 by epsilon everywhere, and after replacing, add the production to the grammar without epsilon.